next, under the data type also, only we have the collections. Okay, so collections are also a part of Java, which are used in the Apex, and in the Apex we are using these collections to make our code bulkify, okay, to make our code optimize. Okay, so in the collections we have three types of collection. One is list, then set, and then map. Okay, so now let's theoretically discuss about what are these three. Okay, and then we will going to discuss some example using all these three collections. Okay, so number one, here is the list. Okay, list is an ordered collection. Order means in the same way you will going to add data in the list, on the same way you will going to get here at the same positions. Okay, like suppose I have three element 1, 2 and 3. Let me show you over the board. Like suppose I have three element, okay, 1, 2 and 3, and here this is the list. So what I have done, first I have added 1 in this list. Okay, then I have added 2 in this list, and then I have added 3 in this list. Okay, so here index number for this is 0. Okay, for this is 1, and for this is 2. Okay, so my order of adding the data into this list is 1, 2 and 3. Now if I access the value at this index 0, then with no doubt it will going to give me the value which is entered first or added first in this list. Okay, so what does this means also, whenever I want to identify my element based on the index number, then I have to go with list. Okay, and one more thing is there, like my elements are 1, 1, 2 and 3. So here as you can see, 1 is twice. Okay, 1 is duplicate here. So what will happen when I add this data into this list, it will going to enter in this way. 1 will come, okay, again 1 will come, okay, then 2 will come, and then 3 will come. Okay, so here in the list duplicate data is added, or we can add the duplicate data in the list. Okay, so here are the 2 points. Whenever I want to identify my elements based on the index number, then I will go with list. Okay, or whenever I want that the duplicate data should also be added, then again I will go with list. Okay, so how we used to initialize the list, like suppose I want to create the list of opportunity type. Opportunity is a object. Okay, so I want to create the list of opportunity type, then list, then in here the data type will be added. If it is of a subject type, then we will going to add the subject name, or if it can be of integer, a string, any of the primitive data type also. Okay, then we will going to give the list name, whatever the list I want to give the name, then equals to new, again list and the data type. Okay, so this is how we used to initialize our list. Okay, now the next is set. Okay, set is an unordered collection. Okay, so this is an unordered collection. How we used to initialize this? In the same way we used to initialize our list. Okay, set, then the data type, the name of set, then equals to new set of data type here. Okay, okay, now let's again discuss about the set. Let me erase this. Okay, I have data 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and again this is my set. So I have added data in this way, like first I have added 1 in the set, then 2 in the set, and then 3 in the set. Okay, and this is the set. It can be possible that at the 0 index where I have added 1, it can store 2. Okay, and at index 1 it can store 1 which was added prior to the 2, and at index 2 it can store 3. Okay, so as per the definition, set is an unordered collection, so it is not like this. Here whatever the way you are adding the data to this set, it will going to show you in the same way. Okay, now the next point here comes is like if I have data like this 1 1 2 and 3. Okay, and this is my set. I have added 1 to the set. Again I have added 1 to the set, then 2 and then 3. Then what will happen here? It has stored 2, 1 and 3. So as you can see, unordered data is set to this set collection. Okay, but 1 is entered only once. But in my set, I have added this one twice, but it has stored it at once only. Why? Because our set because our set do not store the duplicate elements. Okay, so whenever there is a requirement, you want to avoid the collection of duplicates, then you should always go with sets. Okay, and there is no need, you don't want to access data based on the index number, so it doesn't matter in any order the data is entered, and you also want to avoid the duplication, then in this case we used to go with sets only. Okay, and next here we have the map. Okay, so map is a collection of key value pairs. Okay, how we used to initialize our map? This is the map, this is the key value data type, and this is the key data type, and this is the value data type. So at the key I want to store IDs, and at the value I want to store the opportunity record. Then we will going to give our map name equals to new map ID and opportunity. Okay, so at the time of initialization, as you can see, we always provide the data type here, what type of data you want to store in this collection. Okay, you have to provide this. Now let's see about the maps also. Let me erase this again. Like I have a data, 1 should have a value equals to 1. Okay, then at 2 should have a value like 2. Okay, so this is how I want to store my data. So here as you can see, my key is of integer type and my value is of string type. So my map is will be created of data type integer. Okay, and it will be of string type. Here integer will become and here string will come. Okay, so this is how we will going to add our data, and this is my map. In the map, first I will put key as 1. Okay, 1 is stored here, and then value will be stored as 1. Okay, so this is index 0. Now next second I have put value in the map 2 as key and 2 as value. This is how in the map data is stored. Okay, so when you access data at 0 index, it will going to give you value 1 at key and 1 one at value. Okay, so now let's do some example, then you will understand more how we'll use to initialize or add data in these collections. Okay, let's move back to our developer org. Here it is. Okay, so first of all, we will going to add values in a list. Okay, So in a list, I want to store values like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are of integer type. So my list will be of integer type. Okay. How we will going to define it? List. Then I have to enter the data type, and my data type is of integer type. Okay. Then I have to provide my list name. So let's suppose put name as list of integer. Okay. Equals to new list of integer. Again the data type will come here and the parenthesis semicolon. So my list is initialized, and now I have to use this name to add the values. Now I want to add 1, 2, and 3. So add 1. Okay. Again I want to add 2 also. Then add 2. Okay. I want to add 3 also. Then I have added 3 like this. Okay, I have added 3. So I have added 3 like this. So this is how we will going to enter the value in list. Okay. And we will going to check the values, how they are saved in this list. So how we can test this using system.debug function. So system.debug, and here what value I will want to see, the values which are stored in this list. How we can see? So list values, I have written this for my reference, so I get to know what where I have added my debug. Okay. So it will going now when I run this code, it will going to show me the values, what values are entered or stored in this list. Okay. Now next is list is done. I want to add values in the set also. So how we can do this? Add values in set. So in a similar way, the list we have initialized, we will going to initialize our set also. Again in the set also, I want to enter the values same like this. Okay. But I will add duplicate also this time. Set of integer. Okay. Is equals to new. This is set of integer. Now in this set, I will add 1. Okay. Then I will add 2. Okay. Then again I will add 1. Okay. And to check the values in this set, how they are stored, I will use this debug. Okay. This is for my reference to get to know what values they have printed. And here we'll add this list name. Okay. So, and also let's add duplicate here also. We will see whether the list has stored duplicate or not. Okay. So, as per our discussion, this way I have added 1, 2, 3, 3. It should store the value in the same way, that is 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay. And list should not avoid duplicate. So 3 should come twice. Okay. And as per the definition of set, the order should not be as same as we have added the values, and it will not going to add the duplicate, that is it will avoid the duplicate and enter one at a one time only. Okay. So now let's run this code. So using this anonymous window, we're going to run this code. Here is my apex class name dot the method name. Okay, I want to run the method of this class. This is how we will going to do this. So as I have added static in my method, so directly I have accessed the method name. Okay, if I do not use this method, then what I have to do, first I have to initialize the this apex class. Okay, I have to create an instance, and then using that instance I have to access this method. Okay, so to avoid that, I have created my method as static and directly accessing the method name. So let's run this. So here in the log, one log is created. Let's open this. This log will going to show me the values. Here at the bottom side you will see there are the different checkbox. So we will going to select this debug only. So it will going to show me the debug values which I have set in my code. Okay. So first debug I have set here for the list value, and I have entered the values like 1, 2, 3, 3. So it should show me the value in the same way. So here my list value has values stored as 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay. The same way we have added, the same way it has shown me here. Okay. Now the next is in the set. It is not sure it will going to show me the value in the same way or not. Okay. And but it should going to avoid the duplicate. So the value should be here either 1, 2 or 2, 1. Okay. And here you can see in the set the value 1 is the set has stored one at a time, not twice. Okay, so set has avoided the duplicates. So this is how we used to add value in the list and the set. Okay, so this is the basic example I have taken using this integer data type. Similarly, we used to store our record in the Salesforce. Okay, if suppose I have add opportunity here, then instead of 1 to 3 I will be going to add opportunity records. Okay, we'll do this as we'll move further in the Apex trigger course. Then you will get to know how we used to play with the records. Okay, next we will going to see about the maps. So at how we used to initialize our map in the same way, and here I needed the two data type, one at the key side and one at the value side. Okay, so my key side is integer type and my value side is of string type. So let's initialize this. Integer and string. Okay, equals to new map. Same data types we will going to add here. So initialization is done. Now the next step is map is created. This is empty currently. Now I have to store values here. Okay. So in the list and set, we have used this add function to store the values. Okay. But in the map, we have function put, which used to store the values in the map. Okay. Put. Now we have to put the values here. So at the key, we have integer, add 1, and at value we have string. So we will going to add in the inverted commas and 1. Okay, so the first index values are done. This is the using this we have added the value at index 0. Okay, now second I want to put another value. So here the key is 2 and this is TWO2. Okay, again let's add value 3 at the key and this is 3. Okay, now my map values are added in my map. Now let's see in the debug how it has stored the values. Now again we will going to execute our code. Okay, execute highlighted, debug only. So here in the map, as you can see, this is the first 0 index, 1 is key, and one is value. Okay, then again at this first index, that is here. Okay, so here it has store value 2 at key and TWO at value. Okay, so this is how values are stored in map. Okay, now let's suppose I want to access the value. If I talk about value, then I am talking about these three: one, TWO, THREE. Okay, I want to access value this TWO at where the key is 2. Okay, so how we can do this? Let me write here: access value for key 2. Okay, so how we will going to do this? Let's print this also. We have to write the map name. Okay, and from this map we want to access this value. Okay, so what we want to get? Okay, get is a function which will going to get the value at key 2. Okay, now let's see what it will going to show. Access value at key 2. So at key 2 we have value TWO. So it has printed me or give me the value TWO. So this is how we used to get the value based on the key. Okay. Now I want to check whether this map contains key 3. Okay. How we can check this again? So here we are checking the contains. Okay. In this map we have to check whether the key contains. Okay, contains key is the function, and in this function we will going to add the value which we want to check. Okay, so now this contains key function will going to check in all the keys of this map. So it will check whether this map has key as 3 or not. Okay, if it has key 3 stored, then it will going to show me true, else it will going to show me false. Okay, let's add some other value which this map does not contains at key. Let's see 4. Okay, 4 is not there in the key, 1 2 3 are only there. So now let's see what it will going to give me. So as you can see in the first, it has shown me true. Yes, this map contains key 3. Okay, so here is true. Now the next is this map contains 4. No, there is no 4. So it has returned me false. So this is how we use the map to check the values at key. Okay, and this function is used to put the values, that is to add value. This is to use to get the value corresponding to any key, and this function is used to check whether this contains the key or not. Okay, so these are the different functions we have in map. Okay, so now let me give you some of the questions, okay, and some of the solutions also, and some of the questions also. I want you to practice from your end, and in the doubt classes we will going to discuss this collection again. If you guys are still having any doubt in understanding the collection, please let me know, okay. Do not to hesitate, because maps are the most important part in handling the Apex code, okay. So now let's move to the next part.